affecting change? And then what could you encourage someone to do to just be, and I mean, it doesn't, I think sometimes we get wrapped up into resources and, you know, we don't think we have enough.
Right.
But what can just any normal person do to affect change?
Yeah. Well, I think I have a friend of mine who tells me that if you stay in your lane, there's never any traffic, right? And so if you find what you do well, what your calling, your passion, your purpose is, that's where your change starts. I know for me, I co-founded an organization called Help and Empower Youth. We call it HEY for short. And we teach leadership and character development using a STEM curriculum, but also a leadership program called the Empowered Leadership Academy. And it's around giving young people an opportunity to find their voice, to use their voice, and know the power in their voice. And in that, I think it's important because as adults, we have all our stuff that we have to shift through, right? And unfortunately, a lot of our young people have their own stuff a lot earlier now. But I think that if they are given an opportunity and a platform to speak up, that a lot of the solutions and the answers we seek come from them. But, you know, we grow up telling kids that this isn't your conversation and you don't have anything of value to add to it, but they're the ones who are being impacted by it. Daily. And so there are a lot of things that we're doing that are kind of, you know, run-of-the-mill, straightforward. Then there's some controversial things that we're doing as well. September, we started a program where we're teaching young people how to protect your own. And that's not just firearms and that kind of thing. We will be discussing with them because of the areas they live in. If you see a gun, what do you do with it? We don't want you to disarm it. You know, you need to call the police and that kind of thing. But if for some reason it lands in front of you, how do you properly and safely get it away from you? Right? But also, how do you protect yourself? How do you remove yourself from situations that are causing you a little bit of discomfort, or you feel as though you're going to be in jeopardy? And so how do you protect your own self, your own community, your family, that kind of thing? But also, I think, is around economic empowerment. Sweet Auburn, and these were hubs for African Americans where we understood how to circulate a dollar. And that's not to say that we didn't rely on other people or we didn't need other folks, but the quest to be so inclusive, ourselves to the side, and I think to reduce or remove who we are.
That's good. That's good. Now tell us, how do we get in touch with HEY? Like, how can we connect?
Yeah, absolutely. You can visit us online at helpandempoweryouth.org. And so there, all of our contact information is available to you. You can leave us a message on our contact form. We're all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. You know, we got to keep up with the kids. So we're there under HEY. We're helping empower youth as well. And so we just encourage folks to, you know, reach out to us. We do things monthly, but we're ramping up and starting to do some things weekly and daily. Our kids can't wait 30 days for us to impact their lives.
Absolutely. And, you know, and so I encourage, and this is sort of go along with it, but I encourage anyone, don't let your child just sit all summer. Don't let them just stew. There are organizations out there, and if HEY is not even, if HEY is not one that they can connect with, Casey has a Rolodex full of resources
I'll send you
that she can send. But don't just sit there and just say there's nothing to do, because there's always something to do and there's always learning to be had. So thank you so much, Casey. And Sean?
Yes, ma'am. The solution, one of the things that I think as a solution, and one of the things that I'm trying to do is live a life of discipline. Because I think that's one of the things that we have to do, right? We have to live differently so people can see different things. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and we had a certain swag and the way we dress and things of that nature. And I don't change it, but I dress it up so I'm not intimidating. I'm not a threat. And people say, well, I'm not changing who I am. Well, you can either change and adapt, because it's not changing when you adapt to where you're going. So, you know, we need to do that, but really we just need to change the world one person at a time. Affect the people that are around you. And people say, well, changing the world. Yeah, if you change one person in your world, you're affecting change in the world. And two, one of the things that I do as a financial planner, I agree with you, the golden rule. the man with the goal makes the rule. I go back to Chick-fil-A when they were attacked, when the gay and lesbian community attacked Chick-fil-A. From me, we as Christians, we stepped up in support. People fail to realize, as you said, if you stop buying those $300 Jordans and say all this social injustice going on, you better say something, man. You got a big say in this world. If you don't say something, because the man with the goal makes the rules. People fail to realize money is very powerful.
It is
in our society. So we band together and say, you know what? Yeah, we gonna march. Yeah, we gonna rally, but it just goes back to the marches. They boycotted the buses. We really came together and really adapted the golden rule and understood how powerful that can be. I think I told you this. People play the game of money and don't know the rules. You'll get more mad at somebody about messing up in spades than messing up how it really affected. We stopped putting down those debit cards and those credit cards and really supported one another and really took a ban. I guarantee you Walmart, if we said, you know, we're not shopping at Walmart until somebody stands up and helps us, or we're not buying just black people that's outraged about the situation.
Absolutely.
Let's say that. There are good cops out there, and I commend them, but it's not just black people, but anybody that feels that, I guarantee they say, whoa, we got to pay attention to this thing.
Yes.
And maybe we'll get some different training. Maybe we'll get LeAnn training the police.
That's going to be Eugenics. Thank you for the plug.
I didn't say the name.
Thank you for the plug.
I didn't say the name because I've messed it up numerous times. So I didn't say the name.
That's okay. I'll say for Eugenics.
Yeah.
Look, just a couple of shameless plugs.
Okay.
No, and Sean, well, I think they got it now. We'll go tag them. But so, Sean, tell us about where we can contact you and get your services.
Oh, basic. I've got to get better on social media. I'm working on that. Please forgive me. But I'm a financial planner that specializes in the education of helping people build financial lifestyles. Everybody's trying to get and save up all this money. All we're really trying to do is help you really build and develop a financial lifestyle. Because the model that we have is wealth is relevant. Wealth is being able to do what you want, when you want, how you want to do it. You don't need a whole lot of money to be wealthy.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to take a trip, you can write a check and just take that trip. So you can reach me, connect through LeAnn. I'm friends with her. You can connect on her page. But
Absolutely.
We're going to be doing a lot more social media stuff. Go to 108 Praise. I'm friends there.
Yeah.
And we'll
Sean
be doing
Bailey.
a lot better. Sean Bailey.
S-H-A-U-N.
U-N, the correct way.
S-H-A-U-N.
The correct way, Sean Bailey.
Absolutely. And you know, just because I want Scheherazade to definitely wrap us up, don't give up what you want most for what you want now is the biggest thing that we can do. So that means sometimes we have to stay the course. Yes. We have to stay the course. If it's important to you today and you're not working out of emotion, stay the course. Okay, your school system is failing you. Volunteer. Go in the classroom. Get your friends. Instead of going out to a movie, figure out what you can do to contribute to that. I think everybody should be in some type of service. We are so lacking in volunteering. There's somewhere to volunteer. There's always a need to be met. But if you're sitting on your couch complaining, then you're getting exactly what you're asking for. And shut up. Shut up. You know, I mean, just really, Facebook, social media, that is not, it holds just so much power. Yeah. Your hashtagging is so short-lived, and you can rant and rave, but when the polls open and you're still posting, you're out of line. So shut up. Yeah. But the change is get up, find your service organization, go to school. I don't even have any kids, but I want to be involved in the school system because one day those children that are in those classes are one day going to be my nurses and my doctors and my financial planners and all that. So. That is what I'm going to do. That is what I encourage people to do. Yes. So Scheherazade, bring us home.
Okay, so to wrap up, first thing that I want to do, I want to sort of tie in what Casey said and what Sean said, and what I heard through the both of them. I'm an educator, so everything for me does. Of the world, or the 7 mountains, if you call them that. But education is the basis. We have to have education in, first of all, who we are. You know, young people have to understand that. Understand, you know, the education system, financial planning, economics. People have. What I love is education, is training, is helping people. Because if you are educated, I always say that, you know, rich people educate themselves. Poor people entertain themselves. Okay?
Okay.
From a perspective
Say
of
that again for
allocating
me.
money. Rich people educate themselves. Poor people entertain themselves. And that's an allocation of resources of your money. Okay? We all watch movies, we all go to the movies. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you spend 85 or 90% of your money on entertainment. Okay, and so from that's where I think an imbalance is. And when you have that, then we go into a lack of education, a lack of understanding how, most people go into this mind, I got to get more money, I got to get more money, I got to do this to get more money, versus understanding how to handle it in order to multiply it. And I think that when we stop looking at trying to get immediate money and look at wealth over time is when, and you know that from Sean from financial planning, I think that's what it is. But as with this whole entire situation, I kind of look at it from a flow chart. You look at this is the problem, and then you kind of branch out and you have different areas. People have different areas and different levels of burdens. So I think that the first thing is prayer. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked are rule, the people mourn. And I think what happens is we're starting to see that from our government, politics. We're starting to see that in education system, in financial system, in business, in economics, in entertainment, in media, in communication. We see it across the board, and even in the religious system as well. And so when you have the righteous people, you have people who are in office or people who are judges who can rightly judge, that's the angle I believe is the first thing that we need to do. Is our young college kids, like my daughter that's entering college, those that are already in college, the only way we are going to change the system is if we change it from the inside out, not from the inside in. So we need more judges. We need more people going into politics. We need more African Americans going into law. Because just like you said, Sean, most people don't want to go into, they don't want to be a police. They don't want to do that. But if you have the right, like the female police officer who posted the video, yes, Nakia Jones. So when you have that, you'll have people who rule in a different spirit and in a different, and their influence is different. So I think that's the first thing that we need to do. And coupled with that is prayer. In addition to, I'm telling you, when you pray, God will give you strategies. He will tell you what to do, how to do it. And he would even tell you, because we all have different burdens. Somebody may say, okay, well, you know what? It is a race issue. The other person say it's an economic issue. Somebody may say, well, no, it's a prayer issue. So I think when we go within our purpose and within our passion and start to pray and really petition God and really start to move into another level of just weeping and praying, being a prayer warrior or a prayer warrior. Are you going to worry yourself to death? Or are you going to go and you going to pick up the sword? You're going to fight. And the Bible says the kingdom of heaven suffer violence and the violent take it by force. We have the power to shift some things in the heavens. We have the power to really make things happen as we kind of come together and not say, oh, well, you know what? I'm mad at you, LeAnn, because you ain't posting enough about this and, but not seeing otherwise, or because you're not emotionally driven or making a public display of your emotion. We have to, those are the divisive things. And think about it, that's one of the 7 deadly sins, is causing discord amongst your brethren. So you got Christians just like you have in every area. So I think that as we really follow our passion and what it is in our hearts to pray about, we will see change. I believe everything starts in the natural. I believe God gave us the keys that we can really start to flip some things, not by complaining, because the world is not interested in our opinion. They're interested in our actions. And just like you have we're working with the youth, finances, is so eugenics. Think about it. All of these is so key, and I think is very, very important as we look to bring solutions. Community involvement. You started your organization based upon a need, and so from that now, I think there's more You know, there's more organizations that need to start. There's more community police relations that need to take place, because now, even with the Dallas, and then you told me the Missouri happening, what's happened is you have now people who are, you're going to cause our law enforcement now to go into I don't care now, you know what, if they even look at me the wrong, you know what I'm saying, the wrong mindset. And so in that's where my prayer and intercession over these last few days have been. I've been really praying against that, especially with the Dallas situation, that no copycats, you know, no other, you know, and coming against that racial war that was really tried to be declared over our nation. So I think as we sort of band together, you know, really all of us who, you know how to pray from a higher vantage standpoint, and that we can say, oh, no, I see that coming. I'm not going to just complain about it, but I'm going to stop it in the spirit. So I think those are some valuable solutions, is if we pray, we get educated, we, you know, get involved in our community, in our grassroots effort. I know that here in Atlanta, the NAACP, I believe, is doing something downtown today. So it's getting involved in the community, making change. And it, you know, it's not so big that we can say, well, I don't know where I fit, or I don't know what I do. You can even, you know, pull together. I was telling I don't have any boys, but I have 2 grandsons, you know, one 7 years old and a newborn. However, I think it's what I seed into now will bring forth fruit for them later on. Absolutely. So, you know, from that perspective, I think it's really getting all of that, pulling it all in. And it's going to take a concerted effort from all of us, taking our emotions to say, you know what, okay, this is my main burden. This is what I see. So I'm going to work with somebody, connect with somebody, because 9 times out of 10, somebody's already done it. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You can just get plugged into what they're doing, right? And so from that, we can now, from a concerted effort, start making change at a grassroots level. Because we try to change stuff at the president level, and our grassroots is going haywire.
And I think sometimes, I talked to one of my sisters yesterday. She had posted and said, copying everybody, and we're going to caravan. I can speak from a place for emergencies. If you're over on the show, a police proponent, natural fears. So I don't want to exasperate, like you said. You know you're a big guy. You know you're doing some things. It's not. Sometimes I accommodate people. I have a very high energy level, and then I meet people that are like, she wears me out. Take anything. I'm not compromising. I'm just treat you beyond just, I can treat you how I think you want to be treated. If I know that that's not something you like, I don't have to keep poking you. Right. Casey, you might say, hey, don't call me Kay. I'm going to call you Kay, because that's your, I don't like being called Kay, but I'm going to call you Kay. Just nudging. But also, like, and you've already prayed for it, to those people that are in authority, I charge you with, when you see your brethren and sister and those in that line where their conduct doesn't, because there are officers. I was a dispatcher. I would have officers say, never send me on a call with him. He's going to get us killed. Every time he goes on a call, he just kind of instigates. Don't send me. Don't send him my backup. I don't care where I'm going. Don't let him back me up. But it's not enough for you to tell me. You got to check that. You got to be courageous, and you have to say, you're not designed for this, because we know everybody that's in a position is not in position. So with that being the case, you all have been amazing. I think we are going to Facebook Live if you can hang out for a few minutes. There was something that we wanted to talk to, but unfortunately from you, our hour's up. If Courtney keeps us mainstreaming, you can keep streaming live. But we have had another great Friday. I hate that my Fridays have come to become memorials. One day I was shouting out Orlando, and then Turkey, and that's not what I want. But we're going to go out with and just have that moment of silence. I'm going to sign out, and we're just going to have a moment of silence for all those we lost. I didn't even want to name them, because there's people that we don't even know because they didn't make the paper. So we love you. I love you here. Thank you for joining me. 108 Praise Radio, Voicing the Gospel. This is the Loving LeAnn Show, and I'm Loving LeAnn, and we're going to take a brief moment of silence, and you're going to hear Isaac Caree in the middle of it.